Dearest Paul, it's been a long, cold winter. Actually, it's been kind of warm, and I have no air conditioning. So I'm out here garbage diving for random garden supplies. We came upon some PVC pipes, and we came back later on in the evening, grabbed those. I got about 6 of them. I'm going to use them to make a hoop house or a little greenhouse or something. Anyways, pretty good score. Also, our special guest today is this large groundhog. He's currently walking through a new garden that I was digging a few weeks ago. It'll be filled with soil and plants later on in the video. But, yeah, that's a good one. Looks like he's been eating well. Probably my sunflowers.
Hey, you big beast.
My dog was going crazy in the hedge. We didn't know what it was. And then I went closer to inspect, and this guy jumped out. So I grabbed some footage, and then he walked back to where he came from. He seems a little too large to run. So I got lots of good footage and some pictures. He's eating some weeds right now. That's no problem. This is the garden that he just ran through. It's full of compost, garden soil, and cow manure. Those are some small broccoli plants, and there's basil on the left the whole way down. Those are 2 sunflowers, and they're growing pretty well now. So for those that want to know how I harvest the lettuce, it's pretty straightforward. Although keep in mind in this video I'm on a ladder with one hand pulling out the lettuce and the other hand on the camera, so it was a little awkward. Plus it was stuck in there. The roots had really gotten into the material that I have inside to disperse the liquid evenly. So with a little bit of pulling, oh yeah, there it is, and a piece of pool noodle. There it goes. You can see the root structure there. This is a prize head lettuce. Very tasty, very flavorful. Highly recommend it. Delicious. And if you want to know how I plant my lettuce, normally I have this good technique where you wet a skewer and you put a seed on the end of it and then just plop it into your tray. I learned that one online, and it stays wet for a few times so you can pick up multiple without re-wetting it. So that's how I plant lettuce in soil. And now, the meat and potatoes of the video. This is the latest full garden recording I did. You can see a bunch of sunflowers growing there. I planted them out in the garden today. That'll be in the next video. And all those trays, those little seed trays you see at the beginning, those are all lettuce. There's some more sunflowers. And a raspberry plant. I got this from a friend. I'm going to try to focus in on one of the berries here. There you go. Yeah, super small. It's late in the season. I don't expect it to produce any more fruit this year, but now I have a raspberry plant. Here's some tomatoes. They're flowering. There's an asparagus and a pepper and the tower of lettuce. This is how it looked. Actually, I think that's how it looks right now, yeah. I took most of the lettuce from the top, ate it all. It all worked out. No bugs. Very tasty. And now you see another type of lettuce on the back. That different lettuce, which is more dark green, that's bib lettuce. I haven't harvested any of that, but I'm really looking forwards to it. This thing is thriving. There's some squash. Really big leaves. Here are the radishes that I planted way too close together. Now they're flowering. I don't think I'm going to get any good radishes out of the patch. I'm going to let it all go to flower and collect the seeds so I can grow radish microgreens over the winter. In the background, you can see those yellow tubes that I picked out of the trash. They're just sort of sitting there. They're not doing anything right now. I just wanted to test them out. They do the trick. Here is a squash flower. And my corn. Some animals attacked a few stalks, so I had to take them out. There's the basil. Some tomatoes on the right. Oh, there's asparagus in the middle too. There's broccoli on the right, asparagus in the middle. But they're very small. And now we'll go to the tomato madness. I have to stake that one plant. But I have somewhere around 60 or 70 tomato plants in the whole garden. I was really going for it with tomatoes this year. However, I planted these tomatoes on June 10th, and it is now, well, it was about July 27th when I recorded this, and the tomatoes are short and flowering. Oh, here's a sunflower. So the tomatoes flowered early because of the temperature, which means they're not going to give very many tomatoes. The tomatoes will probably be small. We'll see. But I predict lots of small tomatoes. Oh, and I lost a plant right there where I was kicking around with my foot. I think the wind took it out. One tomato plant. There's also cucumbers in between these tomatoes. You can see those big leaves. So this is where it gets really crazy with the tomatoes. I was thinking about staking them. I grabbed these broom handles and stuff out of the trash to use as stakes. And I started putting pots of tomatoes on my lawn because I didn't have any more space in the garden. Which gave me a great idea, which I'll probably record in the future. There's my cantaloupe plant. There is a cantaloupe going on. Well, there's a flower, at least. And that's what the tomatoes look from this side. It's a lot of tomato plants, but they're not going to get that tall this year. That's okay. Next year is good. These are all baby lettuce plants. You can see them just poking up.
Good.
That's me talking with my neighbor. He's a nice guy. All right, let's get to some radish harvesting. I was expecting these radishes to be big and fully mature, but only one or two were. I pulled one out, realized there was some radishes, started the video, and then here I am looking around like a fool, noticing that all the radishes are about the thickness of a pencil. And I don't spend too much time here. There, I found a good one. It was really spicy and small, so that's kind of weird. Usually if they're small, they're not as spicy because they're not as developed. They get spicier the older they get in the ground. You don't want to leave them for too long. But I'm going to leave them way longer than you would for harvesting radish because I want seeds. Thank you so much for watching garden vlog number 3, everybody. I have a lot of things on the go right now. I'm recording a lot of videos and I have so many different projects that I'm probably not going to upload for another week at least. But when I do, it will be worth the wait. I can promise that. I've got some fish that I'm going to put in an aquaponic system that I have to build. I have microgreens that I'm going to start doing. I'm already setting up my shelves for that. That should keep me busy throughout the winter. And I'm gardening at somebody else's house as well now, so I have extra garden space. Anyways, see you next time. Take care.